Good evening, Lobo Nation. Welcome back to another video here on our YouTube page. I just want to say that I knew that it was going to happen, that today was, in fact, a better day than yesterday. It seemed that students and parents had a much easier time accessing information with just a few hiccups along the way. We do expect that trend to continue to where each day becomes a little more seamless and a little easier for us to navigate and for students to get through the work that they need to get through in order to be successful. So I was very, very happy to see that. There were two things that kind of popped up today that I want to kind of address. One of those dealt with some people having some issues accessing different online platforms, whether it was one of the online textbooks or certain forms would pop up and they wouldn't populate correctly. I do have one place to kind of start, one place that I think might help solve some of those problems. Whenever web developers create online platforms, they don't generally like for people to use Internet Explorer, even though Internet Explorer is one of the most common web browsers in the world. And so I would recommend to you that you switch to Google Chrome and you download that. Most web developers seem to like Google Chrome because Internet Explorer is kind of locked down. Google Chrome has a lot more extensions and things that allow them to do some things in web pages that are a lot more difficult with browsers like Internet Explorer and really Microsoft Edge for that matter, which is what's on a lot of the student computers. But if your computer doesn't have Google Chrome, I'm going to walk you through how to get it. It is super easy. Like most things, the first place you go is to Google, and you Google Chrome. So here's walking through that process. It takes you, the very first link takes you right to the download screen for Google Chrome. You just follow all the on-screen instructions. They'll download it, and then instead of using Internet Explorer to access the internet, use Google Chrome. I'm not aware of anyone who's using Google Chrome who's having any issues accessing any of the materials online. I'm not saying that it's a silver bullet and it's going to fix every single one of your problems, but it's definitely a good place to start if you're not using Google Chrome. I think that you'll see a lot of benefit from it, navigating a lot of web-based platforms. So definitely a good place to start. That's actually a suggestion from a parent. It's something that I've known, but I don't know why I haven't told you sooner. Google Chrome is just one of those browsers that just really works well with web-based applications. The other thing, and probably the most asked question today, dealt with grades. There's a lot of students being stressed about grades, parents being stressed about grades during this time. The one thing I'll tell you is that we are very aware how stressful this is for everyone. It's stressful for us. I promise you, there is not one teacher that I have at Lomax who would not much rather be at the school teaching in their classroom. And so we do have conversations, myself and the teachers, where we talk about understanding the situation, understanding grade expectations. And so there are a couple things I want to share with you. I do want to tell you, kind of as a disclaimer, that these things are very fluid. And so if there is a change from what I'm telling you now, I'll be the first person to get on here and tell you what the change is. But as of right now, every single grade that your student completes here during our educational outreach is going to be a daily grade. There will be no major grades. There are no tests. Okay, so every grade is going to go in as a daily grade. Even if they call it a quiz, it's still a daily grade in the grade book. And so hopefully that will take some of the stress out. The other thing, and this is probably a bigger component, is that as of right now, each 6 weeks for the remainder of the time that we're in this educational outreach platform is going to be pass-fail. When you get the report card, it will not have a number grade. It'll have a P or an F, depending on the grade that they earned. I think that will also help take some of the stress off that. It was something that we had to do specifically for courses at the high school so that it wouldn't affect GPA and class ranking and all those types of things. But there are some students at Lomax who are taking high school courses, so this will hopefully relieve some of that stress that they may be feeling based on these grades. So we're way more concerned about providing that normalcy for our students, getting them back into a educational frame of mind, and working through some of those skills that we still haven't covered yet. And so that really is where our focus is. That is basically it for tonight. I think that I've answered all the questions that have come across to me today. I ask that you please continue to use that form. It's great to have all the questions in one place so I can just go parent by parent and just kind of knock them out as the day progresses. So if you can do that, I would greatly appreciate it. But other than that, everybody have a great Friday. Tomorrow is going to be a better day than today. and just everybody stay safe. Thanks.